We're back on the SetUpps FRISX RAZOR signal indicator results for this. If you watched my last few videos, I would recommend you watch it because it explains how the signal works and how it's set. Most importantly, my very first video on Tuesday. So that was for Tuesday. Was it actually got 120 pips on the thumbnail. So if you go back, you can find it. You'll see it. And that's my very first video on YouTube. As I explained earlier on in that video, I'd never done a YouTube video before, so it's my first one. So please pardon my errors and my arms and arms because it's my first. I'm getting used to this. So that would explain how the signal is set up. But as you can see here, I'll just quickly have a quick recap on the previous day. The previous day, we had a loss of 15.9 pips. That triggered, unfortunately, didn't hit quite profit. And then another indicator buy signal triggered, which went slightly into profit, but again into a drawdown, and then hit the stop loss. So that was a losing day. But then prior to that, the day before, we had 6 signals, 2 sell signals, and then 4 buy signals, of which all hit TP. So that sell hit TP, that buy hit TP. So we had 100% win rate on that day alone, which was Tuesday the 21st. So that was 120 pips profit that day. And yesterday was a loss. On Monday, there was a 46 pip profit. So Monday there were three. Actually, there were a few signals, but either way, all these 4 signals would have worked because they all went into TP. So in effect, that could have been, if you're taking 5 trades, again, depending on, and I did explain it earlier on, it depends on your risk level. If you had, say, for example, 1 lot max to spend in the day, that's why I risk about a maximum of a percentage of my account per day. So let's assume if you had your maximum risk for that day was 1 pip, sorry, 1 pip, about 1 lot, sorry, then if you're taking, say, for example, 0.2 lot per trade, then you could have had all these 5 trades and now been 1 lot. Again, if you're taking 1 lot trade, totally, again, up to you. This is not financial advice, it's just education purposes. But that could have been, again, 5 trades. But I would assume it was 1 trade. So that would have been 20 pips. And then that signal did just about 4 pips, if I get it right, I'm right. And then this buy signal triggered, and that went into profit, had TP. So that was 20 pips there, 20 pips there, minus 4 pips. That was about 6 pips, if I'm right. So I've got to move this across, then it went down. So that was about 6 pips, and that's about 46 pips that day. So Monday was 46 pips positive. Tuesday, 120 pips positive. Wednesday, minus 15 pips. So that's negative. And then yesterday, the 23rd, which is Thursday, because I'm recording today, which is Friday, for yesterday's, because I wanted to wait for the close of day, if it makes sense, trading day. So this Thursday, 23rd, we had 1 signal, and that signal was triggered around or on at 9:33, and then went into a bit of a drawdown, but closed in profit, hit TP at about 2:14 p.m. And then we had another buy. We had 2 buy signals. The first buy signal triggered at about 10 past 6, and then we had another trigger again. Now, as I explained in my previous videos, every time that it triggers a signal, it will set a T, because I've set it to a 1-to-1 risk reward, because I've realized after my test, I've realized in using this for so many for so long, I've realized that it works best with a 1-to-1 risk reward. So you can see here, and it sets at 20 pips each, because this is on a 1 minute chart. So I've set at 20 pips. So every time that it triggers, it will set a TP level and a stop loss level. So this signal triggered and it set these two levels, a stop loss and top take profit. Then a few minutes later, at 6:16, another signal was triggered, set a take profit level and a stop loss level as well. So as you can see, this trade is actually still still active, and I'll show you. You can see it from the dark green area. Okay, so you can see that moving. Our current price today at 9.51 is $1.34.76, and it keeps moving, as you can see right there. So that trade is actually still would have still been live, or that signal, and that trade will still be in profit. However, it went down into a drawdown, almost hit stop loss, and then went back up again. And this is why I constantly say, I've said in my previous videos, that when you set a trade, you've got to psychologically accept the risk, because if you had been watching the trade and seen all these red candles going down against you into drawdown and almost hitting stop loss, some people that I've taught in the past would have clicked close, and I said, "Oh, I can't be bothered. I don't want to lose another pip." Psychologically, you could make such a mistake. So it's best to leave it, accept your risk. You're risking 20 pips to gain 20 pips per trade. So what, and you can see how it's working. So if I can no signal is 100% successful, no signal, no trading strategy has 100% success rate. So you will get some losses, but again, you can tell. So if this is a loss, then accept it. If that's a win, accept it. But if you stop it, you basically spoil your chance of possibly getting a reward. Because if you look at this trade, for instance, it went into a drawdown, almost hit stop loss. Now, had I stopped it, then that would have been a loss. But look at it today, it's still in profit. So this next trade here triggered, or this next signal triggered at, that's it right there, on that candle here. And you can see within, hang on a second, right there, within a few, so from about 44, 45 minutes, that closed in profit or hit TP. So you can see this trade here, this signal here was successful. So that was 20 pips TP banked. Now that first trade, so let me just delete this sort of tool so that we don't get confused. So that's closed in profit anyway. Delete that for now. And you can see that trade that triggered, that nearly hit stop loss, but went back up, is now live. And as at 9:53 this morning, Friday the 24th, it's still live right there. So it went into drawdown for a bit overnight UK time, and now it's gone into profit, almost hit TP, right? Again, if you're watching it, someone might say, I'm going to close it. It's up to you, totally up to you how you want to trade it. But basically, it almost hit TP and is back into a drawdown. Now, some may move the stop loss to break even, and some may decide to just leave it for it to run. Up to you. This is not financial advice, just education. So totally up to you. But we'll wait, leave it, and see how it goes. I'm not going to close it. I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to leave it. And tomorrow, I would put a video together again to analyze Friday the 25th to 24th trades. So I'm going to leave you with that, and then I'll see you tomorrow.